Good morning and Happy New Year. Although it's not really the New Year yet for me. It's Saturday, I think it's December 28th. So, but I'm pre-recording this because I'm trying to get ahead of myself. Don't know where that is. Anyway, so I hope everybody had a great Christmas and are gonna have a Happy New Year. I worked at Walgreens out front, not in the pharmacy, from 9 to 6 both days. And I have to tell you, I mean, it's busy a lot of times, but on Christmas Eve, it was crazy. And they said last Christmas Eve, which I was in Florida last year, was even more crazy. And our registers even were so slow because so many people were buying gift cards. You know, that last minute gift for Uncle Bob that you forgot to get him something. But and it's interesting because I was talking to my other coworkers who I love, and we were all in it together, so none of us really minded. But we were saying, my coworker, she's the makeup gal, and it was her daughter's birthday, 16th birthday, and then she has a husband, but she said both of them had to work. So she was like, well, I said I'd just work. And because we all said it did not seem like Christmas to us. Nothing seemed Christmassy other than selling a bunch of Christmas cards and Christmas stuff. But I don't know if that's what you've seen. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, look, I got a brand new microphone and I got a brand new ring light. And look at that, I even got lights up back on my bed there. Moving up for the new year. So anyway, but I said I would rather honestly not get a gift rather than get, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would never turn down a gift card. I mean, that's very nice. It's money, it's a gift. But when it's an afterthought, and I think that's what we've lost in the meaning of Christmas, that you're supposed to, if you're giving a gift, give somebody something that, well, they can always use money, I'm sure, but you know what I mean? The thought that goes into it, not just like kind of an afterthought on Christmas Eve. But that's just me. Don't take what I say with anything. So I worked. I've just been dealing with a lot with my mom's stuff, but I cleaned out the storage. I did finish that, so I'm so happy. And so I got all of her pictures and I got them to her place, and she's doing really good. Jesse and Bailey visited her yesterday, and they said she's walking really good. So all is well there. But I just wanted to talk about kind of the new year and what I'm gonna do. My plans for myself. Oh, and all this cleared up. I told my friend Betsy, I got my skin tags all cottered off or whatever, frozen off. And she's like, I didn't even know you had them. I'm like, yeah, nobody did but me, but it was bothering me. But boy, I feel 6 months younger, I gotta tell ya. No, for me, it's made a big difference. So I'm really happy that I did it, but that rolls into the new year and what I've planned for myself. And I also found a group on Facebook called Working Daughters, and it's for caregivers like me. And I just found it just like a day ago, and every single story on there or post I resonated with so much, and it just affirms my feelings that sometimes what I feel is normal, and so that makes me feel better. But So I realized that I'm just kind of, I'm letting life pass me by. And, sometimes it's beyond my control because I just don't have the time or the energy. And also, I put in my notice for my new job. And listen, I think I'm a hard worker. I like to work. I like to do hard things. But I think being a caregiver while you're caregiving was not the right choice for me. And I do have to tell you that the job that I took over, I had asked the person that interviewed me, and it wasn't the job I applied for. They had just put this on because the woman, I found out later, the woman before me quit for the same reasons that I am. And when I asked the person interviewing me, I said, she was, do you have any questions? I'm like, yeah. Why are you hiring kind of late after school started? Like, did they run for the hills or what? She's like, oh no, we just added new students. Come to find out, no. When I go to work there, they said the person before me quit, and it was mostly because, they didn't realize you'd have to be changing diapers, which I didn't even think about that. I told them you should have somebody go in and see what the job is before they take it, because you would rather have somebody stay instead of keep turning over. And I think I told you there's only little chairs in the room. My sciatica has been acting up, and we're either sitting on the floor, sitting on the little chairs, and 3-year-olds are busy as it is. But a lot of these 3 or 4-year-olds are nonverbal, have behavioral problems, and I love the kids. But it just, honestly, with then happening with my mom, just, I couldn't do it. And I told her 2 weeks later, I wrote her an email and said, I don't think this is for me. And I said, I asked you if somebody ran for the hills, and you said no, but this, they told me it's the reason why the other woman left. And she said, I didn't know that. Anyway, she came in, we sat down, we talked. I told her, listen, I'm going through a lot. My mom fell, I'm taking care of that. And, she's like, yeah, I get it. And I assumed from then she was looking for somebody. And then last week, before Christmas break, I was just waiting for at least a good half a day. We have different kids in the morning, different kids in the afternoon. We have different kids every day in the morning and the afternoon. And then we're actually adding another kid is coming in. And I just wanted a decent, half day. It didn't happen. At the end of Friday, I just was tapped out. And I wrote her right away and said, I'll give you till the end of January. Well, I won't give you, but I'll work till the end of January. And she said, oh, that's unfortunate. Like it was the first time she's heard it. I told her 2 weeks ago. And I think that she was just hoping that I would stick it out. So I said, I'll work till the end of January. And so I'm actively looking for another job again. And that's no fun. But I have decided that, which we all know, but sometimes it's hard to do, especially when you're in the middle of chaos, is that it's up to me. You know what they say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And I just have to be very self-aware of what I do with my time. I joined that Facebook group, and then if you don't know, there's an app called Meetup, or I think you can get it on your computer too. But there's all different things that you can do. Like there's a hiking group, multiple. There's just anything you want to do, knitting, just socializing, meeting new friends, all these kind of things. And I actually joined an online talk last night with other women, and it was like healing ourselves or something like that. And there were like 135 people that signed up. So that doesn't tell you where we're at, like all of us, I think personally, or a lot of us, I shouldn't say all of us. I think that's an indication. And I read the comments, and they're like, yeah, I'm struggling because of this or because of this. And, especially around the holidays. So I think it'll be a good outreach, and I am starting to dedicate myself to being active again. It's not like I was before. Like, I still like to lift weights, but I mix in Nautilus. I've already started, but time gets in the way. But I want to do other things like dancing and classes and stuff like that to mix it up, because back in the day I had a goal. My goal was to build muscle, and it's still to build muscle, because especially when we're older, that's what we should do to keep our bones healthy and not get osteoporosis. But it's about enjoying my time working out, and being healthy is like the after effect of that. And I'm back to like protein shakes, and I'm cooking my own meals now. And so I hope to continue with that. It just is a conscious effort, instead of spiraling into some abyss and being depressed and laying in bed and just being on YouTube. If you don't know, I've gotten rid of TikTok and Instagram. I did that months ago. Speaking of that, I don't look for myself out there. And it's so weird when somebody shows me, like, somebody made a video of me and my face is in their thumbnail. I'm not into like drama. Well, anyway, but I innocently asked on TikTok one time, and it kind of blew up. It got like 200,000 views or something like that. And all I was asking, like, how do you meet people in your 50s? And I said, I'm always like kind of, I like to put humor in it. Like, I live in a van. I take care of my mom. I don't know how you meet people. And it was more like kind of tongue in cheek, but yeah, a lot of people saying, yeah, I understand. I don't know. Even if I don't live in a van, we don't know. And this person, one of my friends, showed me that this was on YouTube, and he had made a video, and I was part of it. I was basically half the video, and this person is faceless, and all they do is talk about like women complaining about, I think, men are not dating. That was totally like not my thing. I mean, listen, I know everybody. It's not just women, it's men. I told you, we're all in the same boat. We're all, no, it's just a cesspool of, I don't know. Anyway, I watched the video, and he has, so my TikTok is vertical, so on the sides he has a video playing of like shipwrecks and something like that. Like, I'm a shipwreck, I'm a wreck. He said, okay, you live in a van, so you're broke, and then you take care of your mom on top of it, and what do you have to offer anybody? And the comments that people made were so mean. Yeah, well, who she thinks she is? Oh my God, like, what does she have to offer anybody? Oh yeah, she's broke. She's just looking for somebody to take care of her. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not. But, it just, it's sad, because, I know this is for clickbait, and it disturbs me how many people will do so much just to make money, like that they talk so negatively about like other people online, people they don't know, and that's the whole point. It's just to rile people up. It's just to get people to watch. And I get it. I guess I just don't want viewers or clicks that much to do that. But, we're all different and whatever. Some people may be in desperate situations and they're making money. But I thought to myself, first of all, you can't make me feel any worse than I've done to myself, in my own head. And second of all, when did it become bad to, whether you live in a van because you can't afford to live somewhere else, or because you want to just travel, maybe because you're running from an abusive relationship or something. I mean, we all have different reasons for it. And, mine was to go live my life because a lot of my family passed away before 60. And I didn't think I could wait to retire to do it. But whatever your reason, it's admirable that you're surviving. And then, to put in and taking care of your mom, yeah, that's great. Who'd want you? Well, anybody who takes care of anybody is the strongest people I know. Because it's not for the faint of heart. And it's a hard job. And a lot of people probably are living in a van because they can't afford to work because they are taking care of somebody. And when did that become bad? When did that become a negative? I mean, I would think that would show somebody's heart, that they wouldn't just abandon somebody they love. And so I would think that would be a good quality about somebody. But this world has seemed to have lost its grace for other people. It's all about views, clicks, whatever. And I really thought long and hard I wasn't gonna come back to YouTube. I mean, because I was like, this is what you get. Do you know what I mean? You put yourself out there. But obviously, I know for me that there's more positive people and people watching who maybe I'm helping because I hear your stories. I just had a woman reach out to me. So the wig, the person that won, I saw that he put in that he wanted it, but ended up, he said, oh, sorry, Tracey, must have misunderstood. I can't do anything with this. But there was a comment from a woman who said that she would really like to feel pretty and she didn't have the means. And so I reached out to her and said, you know what, send me your address and I will send it to you. And she wrote me back and she said, Tracey, your story is just like mine. And I hear that so much, your story is my story. And she said that she had health problems. Her husband had a job and ended up, they had to move to try and find out her health problems, and he had to quit his job, and now he's working at Walmart. And she said it was a lot for him to give that up to take care of her. And that is so admirable. And listen, I'm not embarrassed working at Walgreens. That's not when I said I work at Walgreens, let's talk about it. It was about the conditions back in the pharmacy. I love my coworkers. I'm not embarrassed to work there. If somebody shows up that I know, I'm not embarrassed. Listen, anybody who's working a proper job, or just working to make money, to afford to sustain themselves or others, a family, that, what do they say? People in glass houses be the first ones to throw stones, because I can tell you, I've experienced it. Life can change on a dime. And you may be the person working at Walgreens or Walmart at some point just to try and sustain yourself. But you're out there hustling, trying to, keep food on the table. I don't know, I guess I don't understand when, I mean, and another thing, so I cleaned out my storage, and I have to tell you, so I got rid of everything. The only thing that I own is in this room and my car. I even threw away all my pictures, like my high school yearbooks. You know, I am starting fresh. Behind, it's all behind me, whatever that was. I don't need to go through them once every 10 years and be like, oh yeah, yeah, oh, that was great. I don't live in the past. I don't want to live in the past. I truly, like I said, that it's up to me, and I want to make my future better than my past ever was. And I still appreciate everything I've gone through because it makes me who I am today. And I think through all that, I've become, I mean, I always was compassionate and empathetic, but I think even to like another level. And so I guess you can call me a minimalist. I am the minimalist of the minimalists because I seriously have nothing. I have my makeup and stuff here, you know, my computer and my clothes and like some important documents. But I even went through that. I had a bunch of stuff shred. I started shredding. My mom had a shredder and I borrowed it. It's one of those ones where you can only put like 2 pieces in. And so I'm like, I did like half of it, and then I brought the other half. If you go to the UPS store, you pay by the pound, and I found a coupon. I'm very frugal. I found, oh, that was another thing. There was a lady on that other guy's thing, and she said, yeah, you're broke. I saw you, you know, giving your blood for money. And I'm like, when does, I wanted to make more money for my traveling. Again, when does doing all this stuff, and it's not just for me, I'm not, you know, listen, I've come to the point now on YouTube, and again, my negative comments are barely any compared to my positive comments. You know, I've had a couple recently. So many of you are nice to me, like, oh, you don't look like you're 59. And then there's a couple like, boy, you're looking old or whatever. And I'm like, hey, I am old. I mean, I'm 59. I'll be 60 this coming year. And guess what? I'm grateful for that. Are you kidding me? Like, how can you hurt me by saying I'm old? I'm going to be 60. I don't have a problem with it. So, I mean, if somebody calls you old, don't worry about it. Like, it takes a sad person to say stuff like that. And I just know, like I said, I have even empathy for people like that now, because you really must be in the depths of your own insecureness to say something like that to another person. I'm saying not just me, because if they're doing it to me, they're, you know, somebody they don't know, and that's probably why they do it, because they don't know the people they're talking to. But and you know, a couple people said like I should have been really mad, you know, when they didn't pick up my mom. I did hang up on that lady, but only because I was in the middle of a snowstorm trying to get to my mom. And the answer was, well, that's a good question, Tracy. We don't know. We didn't have a ride. We didn't tell you we didn't have a ride. And you got 2 confirmation emails. But again, I value working at the pharmacy at Walgreens because it taught me that it's not that person's fault. And I, you know, I wouldn't yell at that person out of my frustration, because it wouldn't make me feel better anyway, and it wouldn't solve the problem. And so there's just no point to it. That person is just trying to make a living to keep a roof over their head and, you know, work a 40-hour work week or whatever they do, you know, mulling through. I'm sure they don't love their job. I hope they do, but, you know, people just do what you have to do. And again, I find that that those are the strongest people, that you just do what you have to do to get by. And listen, a lot of us just trying to get by right now. And it doesn't help when other people are adding to, when I quit this job, the one that I'm riding out till the end of January, I kind of felt like, I don't want to say a loser, but a quitter. But I do know for my mental health that, like, that wasn't my intention. I thought this would be the perfect job. And it wasn't. And how do you know till you know? And I think it was under false pretenses. Had I been in there for a day, I probably wouldn't have taken it. But again, I'm just doing what I have to do and to keep my mental health intact. Because for me, this year is going to be about my own mental health, my own physical health, and starting to be more social in a fun setting. Good concept. I'm hoping to put it into action. Sometimes life throws a bunch of curveballs at you and you really don't have many options, but that's the plan. So I just want you to know that if you are just trying to get by, if you're in a job that you don't like just to put food on the table or a roof over your head, if you're living in a van, either because you can't afford it or because you can and you're just trying to get some sense of peace somewhere, if you are if you're selling plasma or blood to make money, if you're taking care of loved ones who can't take care of themselves, if you're advocating for people who can't advocate for themselves, I admire you. And you are the people that I want to follow and watch and be around. And, I found myself in, I fall for clickbait too. And I want to watch things about, I watch true crime all the time. I'm like, Tracey, probably not good for your mental health to be watching true crime all the time. So I am being more aware and more diligent of what I'm watching, and I'm making better choices. And it's actually really helped, but it has to be a conscious decision. And it's not always easy because we fall back into old patterns. But okay. I was just talking for 30 minutes. But I got a new microphone. I got a new ring light. And back in business. And so, we'll see what this year brings. I hope it brings more joy, not just for me, but for all of you too, and peace. Although, again, I think it might have to be an internal job and a very conscious job. And that's the hard part, not giving up when you see things outside of you crumbling, and it just makes life harder. I kind of feel like I have to kind of retreat into this bubble to just keep my sanity. So if you're there, I hope you can kind of relate to all this. And I'm gonna let you go here. I just want to jump in here, and I want to say thank you for those of you. Some of you sent get well cards to Joy, Christmas cards, and one of you, I hope you don't mind me saying, well, I'll just say your first name, Susan, sent this box that I'm going to show you, and it had like even this stuff in it, and it's beautiful packaging. And I just stopped at my mom's. I was dropping off a couple of the last of the paintings, and she's only been watching me like a month, and so sweet. thank you, Susan. And she bought us mucklucks. I mean, these things are amazing. And so I will definitely be wearing these. And she bought each of us a candy cane and the mucklucks, both of us. And then what did Joy get? She got, hand, like nice smelling hand soap. And I got a candle that smells like cookies. And I got some Carmex, which I definitely always need. So honestly, somebody made a comment on one of my last videos and said, I hope you don't have faith in mankind anymore. I think it was after the one they didn't pick her up. And I wrote back, I said, I still have faith in mankind. I know there are kind people out there. I mean, this is a testament. But it's just sometimes the unkind ones are louder, and I think sometimes we're so unkind to ourselves in our minds that kind of drowns out the kindness ones, which is sad. But again, it's about being very aware and conscious of keeping the good ones at the forefront. So thank you very much, you guys. Bless you. Thanks, Susan. That was really special. I didn't have a present to open this year. Don't feel bad. So that was my Christmas gift. So just know you made it extra special for me. Okay, yeah. I'm hoping actually to do more stories. I've had stories. I know a couple that I want to talk about. I just, with all that's been going on in my life, haven't had the chance. So I'm hoping again to, I only have so much time because I am working and I'm still, taking care of Joy. But I'm hoping with time that I do have, because I really do like sitting down and connecting, even if it's parasocially. But again, I'm going to work on connecting in real life with people. And so, yeah, try Meetup. Look if you can find something. It's a very good resource to meet up with other people in true life or online with things that you're specifically interested in. So you're finding people with like-mindedness doing that. So, good resource. Okay, you go out, make an adventure, no matter how big or how small. I can't even say you don't have to sell everything and move into a van. I already did that, and life changes daily. Go call someone you love, and as Joyce says, tell them that you love them, and don't you dare forget. This is really important. Whether, like I said, I don't know when it's become bad to do whatever you can to survive, to take care of loved ones, when that was a negative, but it's not negative. It makes you even more magic. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. All right.